Well, hello there, guys, and welcome to the stream here of Legion's Triumphant. I want to make sure my mic volume is decent on this one, and we're going to be playing quite an interesting campaign today. So I really can't wait to show it off, and of course, this is a Legion's Triumphant campaign. I am probably going to end up rereading this, but for you guys that got here early, I think it's fair to give you a little head start. We're going to be playing the Empire of the Huns. The westward advance of the fierce nomadic Huns across the steppe provoked the barbarian migrations that made such a major contribution to the fall of the Western Roman Empire. From 370 AD, they began to conquer a mighty empire, including the Alans, Ostrogoths, Gepids, and many other Germanic tribes amongst their vassals. Under Attila, from 434, they terrorized the Roman Empire, reducing it to tributary status and launching several invasions deep into Roman territory. On the death of Attila in 453, however, their vassals successfully rebelled and the Huns sank back into obscurity. So yeah, this is absolutely true. Rome became a tributary state of the Hunnic Empire, essentially paying them money to not utterly annihilate Rome. How's it going, Dogs of War? Good to see you too, Artrop. Barreled as well. Everybody. Damien Narushima. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you, man. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and launch. I think we're about a minute away from having to stream. I think that we can probably go ahead and get started. So let's start the campaign, the Empire of the Huns, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I think we can take Legate rank just to keep things fairly straightforward. But once again, as we are approaching the stream, I am going to repeat myself just to give you guys an idea of the story here. The westward advance of the fierce nomadic Huns across the steppe provoked the barbarian migration that made such a major contribution to the fall of the Western Roman Empire. From 370 AD, they began to conquer a mighty empire, including the Alans, Ostrogoths, so on and so forth. You guys know the rest. But essentially, the important thing is, of course, how the Huns actually fell apart once they lost Attila. I want to make sure my mic volume is decent on this one, and we're going to be playing quite an very early morning. Sure will do, Muso. Give me one sec. That should be better. Okay, so I don't know what to expect, actually, in this particular campaign. I'm hoping for something pretty interesting here, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So we are going to take the static setup, basically. All right, with the growing strength of our tribes, the time has come to seize full control of the steppe. The Alans are the weakest of our neighbors. We must conquer them first. Offer battle is our only choice in this particular part of the campaign. So let's move forward and let's offer battle. Hope we get some pretty awesome units to start out with. For those of you that were with us with yesterday's stream, we actually had a beautiful, beautiful Hunnic army. Now this one is going to be a bit smaller, I think, but we're still going to have some excellent stuff here. Look at this, expert armored horse archers. And of course, I'm assuming that this army is going to grow as we proceed through the steppe. We also have some fierce nomad horse archers. And I'm wondering if the army list will grow as well. Let's grab some more fierce nomad horse archers here. And really, this is a mainly cavalry-based army. I'm hoping that we're facing a non-cavalry-based army, but I would assume that that's not the case. I'm guessing that the Alans are also pretty cavalry-based, so we're going to have to rely on just hit-and-run tactics to be able to actually survive this one, I'm pretty sure. Let's go. Now, contrary to popular belief, the Huns were not exactly, a horde. They were actually pretty well stocked, I should say, or, they governed themselves fairly well. As even mentioned here, it was really only after Attila's death that things started to fall apart, but I would say they were pretty put together as an empire. And I mean, getting all the way to Rome, being able to force the Romans to become their tributaries, it's just embarrassing and quite amazing. Quite amazing feat at the time. Okay, there we go. So we're going to accept, and we can add one more general to a unit in our army, and I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and add him to one of the main units over here. So let's go ahead and add the general to this fierce nomad horse archer unit. Okay, I can't wait to see what the enemy has for us. Pixel is saying 5 turns full of volley pain. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, Pixel. So we're getting a look here at the Allens, and as you know them, they're quite good too. As you can see here, they have what I believe to be some cataphracts or something close, something resembling cataphracts in any case. And they're definitely more spread out than we are. They're kind of spread out here, and maybe these are the kind of tactics we should be taking if we're going to have an army of horse archers. Again, I'm so much more used to playing with infantry, so perhaps this straight line with cavalry is not the best idea. Then again, it might be. I'm really not sure. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I could move all these guys forward together. That's probably what I'll do. Keep a safe distance. Sort of let the enemy get to us first. See, I don't like that. I want to turn in the correct direction here. And I will move our general, one of our generals anyway, Aksungur, son of Kinilalon. I think I'm probably horribly mangling that name. We'll keep these guys right here. All right, let's end the turn. So again, the Allens are another tribe in the steppe, and our goal here is to finish them off, take over the steppe entirely, and just basically show our supremacy in this situation. Yeah, Dogs of War says Rome was not what it was. No, that's very true. I mean, Rome was a very, very different place, obviously. Not nearly as powerful. But I think it would have been pretty tough for, even the Republic really to stand up to the Huns. It would have been a difficult task, to say the least. All right, so let me start getting close here, start firing off against these Eastern Archers. 65. The amount of casualties the Huns are able to inflict just with a shot of arrows is unbelievable. They did hold firm, but that means they did have to take a morale check. I'm going to move forward again. Let's see. Yeah, I think there's not much else we can do, at least not this turn. So let's end the turn, turn it over to the enemy. As we're getting closer, I'm starting to notice that there are a lot more Allens than I anticipated. Looked like there weren't many, but now they're starting to kind of pile up here. That's definitely worrying me. All right, here we go. This is our chance. So I think we can actually turn and fire, which would be great. And Pixel was talking about being able to fire, 3 times in one turn, or 5 times in one turn, I should say, have a bunch of units get close and fire. It's a great idea. It's exactly what we're going to try to do. Now, the Huns seem to only be able to fire, 2 tiles. I wish they could fire 3. I think considering their skill with a bow, that wouldn't be necessarily too OP. Well, it kind of would be, but it would still be cool. Let's go ahead and move forward here. We're going to take on the Eastern Archers. The glorious Huns. Okay, we're going to use our fierce nomad light horse archers here. We can actually charge this unit, believe it or not, and probably wipe them out. But I think we're going to go the traditional route right now and just try to break it down with constant volleys. 90, look at that. The amount of men it's losing is just crazy. We fire another one? No! Why? All right, fair enough. Start sending another unit that way. And with these guys, I think we should start getting up close and personal with the enemy here. Now, we do have to be careful. The enemy's got a lot of cavalry here, armor and noble lancers. We don't want them getting near our cavalry. It would cause a big problem. So we really want to try and target these nomad light horse archers quickly and knock them down little by little. And we're killing hundreds just in a single turn with our archery skills. So the Huns are once again just awesome in almost every way. Now, this is Vund, son of Kotrag. So Attila is not leading the army right now. It's Vund, son of Kotrag, that is the commander-in-chief. Pretty neat name there. Kotrag sounds like a pretty scary guy as well. And let's move over here as well with these units. Start building a little wall here. Now, we need to be able to fall back if we're going to be playing as the Huns. So we might need to take some risks. I think risks are going to be a part of this army. Let's end the turn. take a look here at the chat. I want to see what you guys think of the Huns so far. The Allens aren't too bad either. You can see that that missile damage is absolutely growing. It's not... It's pretty serious. Incredibly, our Huns are still holding firm. Wow. Even after that many volleys? That's 5 volleys in one turn. That is definitely damaging. Let's take a look here. Oh, okay, all cavalry archers fire only 2 tiles. Yeah, I wish with the Huns at least there was a difference there, but I think that would be a little unfair. Is this what you're talking about? Yeah, this view. Yeah, we could try this. I tend to like, you know, more sort of like, I guess, third-person view, but this is third person in a way. But yeah, you can definitely have a lot of fun getting up close and personal like this. Let's go ahead and fire there. They did hold firm. And I'm pretty confident we could knock them out, although I actually want to knock out the armored noble lancers. I don't want them being a problem, and it looks like our bows are definitely able to pierce them. Pierce their armor there. Okay, we have to turn. Don't think we can fire at these guys this turn. Nope. However, maybe next turn we could actually fire at them. And let's hit the general right here. This is Mazus, son of Radmodides, or Rhodmeus, or something in between. In any case, we do want to try and kill him. Knocking out the enemy generals is one of the most important parts here. I think we can knock out this unit this turn. Let's see. 70 auto breaks. Beautiful. First blood for us. The Allens are definitely reeling after that one. And that is the Commander-in-Chief Farsanzes. So I'm going to turn and fire at Farsanzes here. 100. I'm just amazed by the amount of damage the Huns do. Turn and fire. Let's do it. These are, of course, the fierce nomad horse archers. Look at that. We have disrupted the commander-in-chief of the enemy army, guys. Now, I don't think we're going to be able to turn and fire at them this turn. Oh, look, we can. Wow. You've got to love that. So yeah, when I play alone, I usually do like this. This is just what I prefer. I don't know why. I know you guys like the close-up stuff more, but I just like to kind of set things up like this. Sort of reminds me of a chessboard. But yeah, when you get up close and personal, things do get pretty, as it were. Worst pun in the world. Let's see. Yeah, we can definitely try and target this guy right here. Again, I don't really care who we knock off their horses or who we force to retreat. I just want to get some retreats going right now. Don't want them to overwhelm us with numbers. Fire again. Oh, come on, Ali B. You should be doing a lot better than that. Let's end the turn. Yeah, I think our trop is probably right. I think I probably should be running, or I should say galloping away. But I'm sticking around with some regular shots here. Also, the Huns did have, of course, ground troops and infantry, things like that. I'm just not very good at, like, falling back. Anytime you fall back, you have to do a morale check. So you take a risk. I mean, obviously, the real Hun tactics would probably be more similar to firing, retreating, etc. Rinse and repeat, but yeah, if we try that here, that's not going to work out so well. I don't think so anyway, unless we get really lucky. Now, this I don't like, and that's the enemy getting really close here. Let's try and knock this guy down. Try and hug a Hun. That's one of the strangest things we've seen here. All right, moving up on the CNC of this army here. He's going to have to auto-break here soon. We are absolutely destroying his group. There we go. Auto-breaks. The commander-in-chief has auto-broken. Now, it would be a lot better if we killed him, but it's pretty good. It's not bad. I'll take it. Let's put it that way. And I'm actually going to chase that unit. What they're trying to do is get away so that we can't break the unit. And they might actually succeed. So we don't want to commit too many units to doing that, but at the same time, I don't want him getting away and raising his morale somewhere over here. It's just not fair. You've got to break the enemy as quickly as possible. There we go. Come on, boys. Wonder if we could get a shot over here. I think we can. Nomad light horse archers are taking a pretty nasty hit there. Now, once again, we don't really have any sort of recourse for this situation. So I think time has to be on our side during this battle, essentially. Got to be able to rout the enemy army before they destroy us. $95, man. Unfortunately, this unit is definitely going to be broken. All I can do is kind of fight back as much as possible, which is not much. Pixel says I've read more on the Mongols as opposed to the Huns. Yeah, no, I think I've done the same. I know a little more about Attila. His cause of death is sort of disputed. Let's turn this way. And look at that. We can actually get a shot off. That's why you should always check, and those Alans are routing. Love that. Let's end the turn. Some units, of course, dispersing. In fact, the enemy commander-in-chief dispersing, as well as those Alans. So this is just working out really well. I should say those Alan horse archers. This is working out really well so far. Let's hope that it continues. Yeah, I mean, the Huns, as far as I know, were I'm guessing, not as horrific as the Mongols, but pretty horrific. I think they were called the Scourge of God. So, you know, obviously they were not ones to mess around. You know, they would definitely burn down your village, burn down your city. I think the difference is they allowed Rome to be a tributary state, where they basically said, look, just pay us, you know, a certain amount of gold each month, and we'll let you survive, essentially. I'm not sure they were interested in having such a large empire. Just a place to call home after really bloody raids, of course. Right. Now, interestingly enough, I'm actually considering a flank attack on this unit. I know that sounds crazy, but if we can break him with a flank attack, I'm going to go for it. Boom. Oh my goodness, look at that. The armored noble lancers, guys, getting smashed by the Huns here. You can tell the Huns are just as good in close combat as they are using their actual bows. And it looks like we actually got another unit to disperse. Pretty good start, although I don't like to get tangled up in these sort of situations. Let's see what we can do. What to do, what to do. First things first. Do that. And at this point, I think we can go ahead and continue firing on the enemy officer class. And once again, the charge wouldn't be so bad for us. I'm going to try it. We're going to do a flank attack here on the enemy. What I should have done is I should have turned first and gotten some shots off. But I'll accept it, and I'm going to turn these guys towards the enemy so they can charge in next turn. Same with this group of Huns. All right, they held firm. I don't think they're going to hold firm for long. I mean, so far, this army has been incredible. So we could charge, but I'm guessing they'll probably run away a lot faster than we can charge. Let's fire. Just really hoping for a break there. Oh, flank attack, boys and girls. With Wund, son of Contrag, our commander-in-chief. That's got to break them at least next turn. I'm really hoping for that. Yeah, absolutely should have. Damien Narushima says, everybody burned down cities. They just have a reputation of savages because we're in the West. Our culture comes from Rome. There's actually a lot of good points to that. I mean, the reading I did on the Huns, it was very little, of course, before actually doing this stream, basically mentioned that the whole notion of them as some sort of, you know, marauding horde was completely misfounded. That they actually had, you know, a culture. They obviously had an interest in creating a city for their people, or I should say a country for their people, and were pretty cultured, or fairly cultured, I guess you could say, but not by our standards, which is, yeah, it's interesting. So I think right now we've moved just about everybody we can, although we can go ahead and attack here, but we wouldn't necessarily do very well. Unfortunately, our unit here is fragmented too. So I think I'm going to end my turn, or... yeah, let's do that. And we have broken another enemy general, guys. Absolutely wonderful. Just absolutely slaughtering this guy. We should worry about this fragmented unit, but so far, we're definitely winning the battle. Nice shooting by the Alans. You can tell they're also steppe people. They absolutely train just like the Huns do, just like the Mongols do, which of course is horse archery all day and all night. And some yak's milk, which I never understood that. That's rough, man. Let's see. Nice little flank charge here. 110, guys. We can go ahead and attack here as well once again. Now, they held firm. If I can get another charge in, I think we can break them. General fallen, guys. We just slaughtered one of the Alan generals here. I wish we could have gotten his name. I don't think he was the commander-in-chief. I think the commander-in-chief got back here, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Maybe not. We may have just killed the enemy commander-in-chief. That was beautiful. See what we want to do here. All right, let's turn. Incredibly, we could actually do a pretty good charge even when the enemy is not disrupted. Although these are nomad horse archers, so that kind of makes sense. It's really cool, though, that the Hun horse archers are actually pretty good in close combat. I'm really psyched by that. I'm going to be using that in multiplayer a lot here in the future. Another break, guys. The Alans are at 40%. I don't think we've gotten an army down this quickly in-game or on a stream for a very long time. Now your CNC may be rear charged. I hope not. You might be right, though. What to do, what to do. Let's go ahead and open fire. And, oh, I don't think I want to go for the charge yet. Maybe I should have, but I'm going to hold off for now, and we auto-broke the unit. So I think that was the right call. Bring these guys up and start firing at the enemy armored noble lancers. Do the same with these guys. Of course, these are not armored noble lancers, but we want to chase them and just kill them. Pretty straightforward stuff with the Huns. Although they absolutely had complex tactics. I mean, they were able to crush the Western Romans. So you gotta give them credit. Credit where credit's due. Alright. I think we're gonna end that turn. So we might actually be able to beat them this turn, believe it or not, guys. He was a real artist. Alright, they're definitely taking the fight back to us. And I hope that we get to face some Romans. I want to see how these units actually perform against a Roman legion. I really want to see that. Of course, in this time, it's not a Roman legion. It's a bit different. But as you can see, we are victorious. As the Huns, we have won. I really want to take a look at these casualties. Now, we can claim this as a glorious victory. And, yeah, it certainly is. Patting myself on the back here. Okay, let's take a look here. This can't be right, because if it is, it's just unbelievable. Okay, good. I was going to say, we lost no infantry because we had none. But I looked there for a second, and I got excited. I was like, did we not lose anybody? Were they just wounded? No. So we've lost 710 cavalry, 1,445 of which were wounded, and apparently 35 captured. With the enemy, however, we killed 275 infantry, 2,030 cavalry, we wounded a ton, and we took a bunch of prisoners. I think if any of you guys want to look up what happens when Huns take prisoners, you can. I'm assuming it's not very pretty. Just a thought. Just a thought. in general, taking prisoners during this time period wasn't a very pretty thing. All right, guys, so this is what we're going to do. Now we're going to allow you guys in the stream to decide what you'd like us to do in the second part of the Hunnic campaign. Now that the Alans are our subjects, the Ostrogoths of Kim Ermanaric are our next target. The question is whether we should rely on our own tribesmen or call in a contingent from the Alans. So, guys, if we can get a straw poll going, which is call in Alans or await Huns. How about that? Call in Alans or await Huns. Let's see what you guys decide is best. For those of you watching us on YouTube, something like that, I would suggest just jumping over to our Twitch channel quickly to vote on that. So Alans or more Huns. Pixel, that would be extremely difficult, but very fun. No, this is a campaign, Gary's, absolutely. We wanted to give you guys sort of an insight into the campaigns here on the release stream and allow you guys to see all of the different kinds of campaigns, but of course today we're focusing on the Huns specifically. Pretty big addition, and definitely one that I think is probably now my new favorite faction. And then secondly would be the Sertorians. More Huns, says Pixel. Absolutely, man. Haven't had Yak's Milk. Neither have I, thankfully. Take a look here at the straw poll, guys. Okay, right now it's actually tied 3-3, so we need some more votes here. More Huns. I'll give it another 30 seconds, more or less. 4-3. Really close here. Hi-ho, Huns, says Fader Dragon. Hello, welcome. Now it's 4-4, guys. Wow, this is the closest vote we've had in quite a while. We'll give it about another minute here. Call the Alans at 5 votes. I think we're going to have to go for Call the Alans. 5-4. Really close, though. And I think a good idea is to call the Alans. So we're going to go ahead and take choice 1. They're going to be too terrified to reject our proposal. Okay. So here we go again. Now we're fighting against Germanic horse tribes. Interesting. So we can add one more general to one of our units. I think we'll go ahead and drop it on one of these units. It looks like Vun, son of Contrag, is still in battle, still alive. Pretty cool. Let's add it to the Fierce Nomad Horse Archers. That worked out pretty well last time. So I think that's exactly what we'll do. And as you can see, I didn't create this deployment phase. The deployment phase is much more spread out and what I would consider to be a much more realistic deployment. So I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to keep it. As you know, in the campaign, which we are playing, you know, you can't necessarily pick your units in certain battles if you've already picked them before. These units are going to follow you through the campaign, so you've got to be careful with them, of course. I'm going to try to keep as many alive as possible. I think that's a pretty good setup. I'd like to move these guys up a little bit more, the Nomad Horse Archers, and I'm assuming these are the Alan troops. So if we get up close and personal, you can see they look quite different, a little more Eastern almost. Well, I should say more Middle Eastern than the Huns do. And I want to see how we're going to do against Germanic horse tribes. That's something I'm definitely wondering. You guys might think I'm getting these units a little too close, but I think this will be okay to have one contingent of really strong units. And apparently we also have some noble lancers. Now we were killing them in the last battle, but in this battle we're actually using them as our subjects. They actually owe us men so that we can use them in combat. So they have no choice. They have to comply. Let's see what these Germanic hill tribes are all about. Okay, I can deal with that. Barbarian Archers. Let's go ahead and move through the woods. Interesting. So, if I'm not mistaken, he can only get into a little part of the woods here. I guess maybe being on the steppe doesn't prepare him for necessarily being in this woody area. I don't want to attack these guys head on because we want to have superiority in numbers. So I'm going to wait just a little bit, and I'm definitely not moving those armored lancers forward. But we will take these horse archers and move them. Same with the nomad horse archers. Just going to move these guys one tile up. I wonder if I should keep these guys here or move them forward. We do have an uphill position here, which is very useful, but yeah, let's move them forward. Okay, I think we can go ahead and proceed here. I guess we could bring Belkermak, but I don't really want to lose this guy. And I'm guessing he could just get sort of shot down by the archers here, or eventually get run down by Ricohard, son of Shadowvalda. Interesting. Kind of sounds like Richard. Let's move forward. Maybe an early version of the name Richard. And let's end the turn. I think we could easily wipe out this party here, because we do have horses, and so we can probably run them down fairly easily. I think our goal should be to wipe out this group of archers to win the battle. We would obviously drive their numbers down pretty dramatically if we did. Ooh, nice shooting. Alright, well, you're going to pay for that. Oh, we got them. We caught them. Look at that, guys. 100 already. So, yeah, we can go ahead and just charge these guys at this point. They will evade, but we should be able to catch up with them, and catch up with them fairly soon as well. As for these units, I will move forward. Go ahead and open fire. And we'll blast out of the woods with these units as well, and just keep shooting at these enemy archers. Again, I think speed is a key factor here as well for our army. Held firm, not for long. It's going to take that cavalry quite a while to get over here, I think. So I'm not exactly really concerned about them running us down or anything. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. Okay, we're going to keep moving forward. I think we can definitely take advantage of this. Just our strength in numbers alone. Let's move over here, and we'll grab this unit and also move forward. Man, we have so many horse archers. It's great when you're the one using the horse archers. When you're playing against them, it's an absolute nightmare. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to actually move these guys separately over here. See if we can start firing right now and sort of weaken the enemy. And let's end that turn. I see that ISL Ling voted for the Allens. Well done. I'm surprised we have some people interested in it. I really don't know anything about the Allens. I know way more about the Huns than I do the Allens. Let's go ahead and break that unit. And just as I thought, that was an easy break. We might even be able to charge this one. And sure enough, that's exactly what we're going to do. Already disrupting him. And I'm going to charge this guy as well. You know, since we're cavalry, they don't really have a chance to get away. So the enemy actually made a big mistake moving their archers into this area. There we go. Another break. We absolutely have first blood against the Germans. And let's hope that our luck continues. We're sending in a disrupted unit, so that was not the best idea. There we go. Now, that's kind of scary because we just broke 2 units. That's 5% of the enemy army. they could definitely have some more units hidden here. I'm not saying they do, because the units they have are pretty top class. As you can see, these are all noble lancers. They know what they're doing. That being said, I wouldn't be surprised. So I want to be careful approaching this general area. You kind of want to approach just very gently. And we definitely want to keep these guys on the flank to defend us just in case something happens. Go Huns! Gotta love these Huns. They are excellent. As well as the Allans. You can see they're the nomad horse archers. I'm really tempted to go into those, either go into those woods or to get some shots off here on this guy. I don't know what I should do, or just stay put. I think I'm gonna move just a bit forward, just get a little closer, but not necessarily fire. Hopefully we have some cover in this area here behind these trees. And at this point, we're going to split with these reserve units, as I like to call them. They're not really reserve units, but we'll go with it. Move forward over here, and let's end the turn, guys. No, Fader. Oh, he lost 500 sliths. You'll survive, my friend. I lost 4,800 yesterday. That wasn't fun. There we go. We broke another unit. Okay, guys, we are just slaughtering them. You could just see us chasing these guys and just running them all down. And it seems like the enemy commander-in-chief really doesn't know what to do. Or I should say the sub-general and the commander-in-chief, actually. King Ermanaric. Wow, imagine if we could actually kill King Ermanaric in battle. That would be pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead and move up. I'm going to start shooting at this unit immediately. Let's knock down that number. Hello, welcome to our channel. Thank you for joining us. Give me a second here. Very nice of you. Alright, let's take a look. I'm going to move forward once again. Oh man, this is going to be just incredibly brutal. I think we can fire at that unit again, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now our Allans are moving forward. Let's see if they do better or worse, or maybe the same as the Huns. I think about the same, if I'm not mistaken. They're both pretty effective. Obviously, they're both from the steppe. They know the deal. But I'm curious to see how they'll deal with this situation here. With the enemy approaching, or I should say the noble lancers very, very close. Let's hope that they deal with it properly. I mean, right now we have the enemy surrounded. Even if they chase one of these guys away, he'll hopefully be able to run away and then return fire a little bit later. But only time will tell. Sounded like a Disney movie. Only time will tell. Alright, let's see. Again, I think we can probably break these guys this turn. What to do, what to do. Yeah, definitely this. Of course, the enemy is in cover, but I think we really have to be quite aggressive here against these archers. If these lancers attack, I'm not 100% sure we could beat them. There we go. That's another break. That's what we're looking for. And hopefully we can smash right into those archers right there. Unbelievable, guys. They just can't run away in time. We are too fast, and there's far too many of us. Our Allans are here right now. Let's fire. And I'm sure it's probably pronounced Alans, or maybe even something completely different. But I think we're definitely crushing that left flank, and that's exactly what I was going for. Can't fire at Rico hard, but I can wait. Let's go. Should I fire at fleeing troops? Isn't that against... Oh, right. There are no rules of war. Let's just... Yeah. Let's do that. At least they won't come back. And we had to fire at something. We couldn't reach the Noble Lancers. So I figured, why not? Also give our guys some target practice. It's always useful. Alright, let's end the turn. Wait a minute. Yeah. So far, not a single one of our units have routed. I'm sure that'll change before the end of the battle, but it's just really fun to use these guys. And there we go. The enemy has some war bands. I expected them to have something there. And now we're facing a few more German and Gothic troops. I guess Gothic troops are German, aren't they? That's a little confusing. Okay, so they're getting close, but they still haven't charged us. I'm guessing if we give them another turn, we're going to be in a lot of trouble. Okay, here we go, guys. I think this will be the break right here, hopefully. Boom! Auto brakes. That's exactly what we wanted. What I didn't want was for him to chase that guy down. I want him to attack this guy. The Huns are maybe a little too brutal. Nonetheless, I think we'll be fine. And we can also charge. Ah, that was a mistake. Thank you, undo button. To be totally fair, we shouldn't allow the undo button on streams. Let's go ahead and fire here. 60. And so Rico Hard has attacked. At this point, I do want to try and get into actual combat with him. Not sure if that's a good idea. But we'll turn and we'll prepare for what I hope is going to be a nice flank attack. Fire at the Noble Lancers here. 85, man. You gotta love that. Look at the range here, even with the Eastern Archers. These are, of course, the Alans. Just really, really long range. And one of the enemy generals here, the Sub-General Himkar, is right in front of our troops. I've got to take this opportunity. 110. We could probably even charge him. But I think we'll actually just use our bows in this case. They held firm, but we're absolutely knocking them down. Oh, I'm going for the charge. I'm too stubborn not to. Flank attack on the enemy. And they did hold firm, but that is not going to be fun for them at all. Alright, now let's try and knock out this unit. We managed to actually lower their morale quite significantly. At the same time, we've got to start focusing on these other Noble Lancers. But proving that we can take down even one is going to help our cause tremendously. Let's turn and fire. Come on, break. What if we actually just go ahead and charge them now? Interesting. Let's try. Flank attack, guys, on the Noble Lancers. I love the just OP-ness of the Huns right now. They are just excellent. Let's fire over here. And hopefully we can get these guys to retreat. 150, that's an auto break. Yeah, they don't have nearly enough men. Let's see how many of them we actually wiped out. Oh my goodness, guys. Look at this. Strength. The strength of this unit was 1,245 men. It's down to 455. I don't know if anybody has any historical knowledge on this, but it seems that the Huns, with their arrows, were able to inflict massive casualties. Just with their arrows alone, which is a scary thought. These guys definitely knew what they were doing and were prepared to go to basically any length to achieve victory. Let's keep on moving forward here. So far, I think this is going pretty well. We could do a bet on this battle if Musa wants to set it up. See if we win or the enemy wins. Right now, it seems like we're pretty much winning. Okay, we can definitely move the Alans up. And I'm just going to keep the Commander-in-Chief, Vun, son of Contrag, up here. I don't think it's a wise idea to charge out here with him and potentially get him killed. Let's just keep him here. At the same time, I wish we could do something with this unit. All we can really do is get behind the enemy on this side, when honestly I actually want to bring him back to the central battlefield. Fair enough. We'll go ahead and end the turn. I've got to take a look at that after the stream. Right now I'm reading your guys' comments from my phone pixels. I can't click it. 0% Hun challenge. What's your challenge? Let's see. Sorry, try to repeat the challenge in the chat. Here we go. Man, they're still fighting back. Just give up already. Just walk away. Just walk away. Let's see what we can do here. So, I thought we would definitely have the advantage here on the attack. But things aren't looking so rosy now. What about here? No. I mean, even with the flank attack, we're not going to be able to knock him out. So I think we'll go ahead and focus on the other noble lancers on this side. Try and reduce their numbers. And sort of ignore that problem right there for now. It's not always a bad idea to ignore these problems. Would definitely bet when, yeah, Musso did have to leave. I think there was actually a strike today in Italy, so he had to get home quick, which is totally understandable. It's not fun to have to walk home hours and hours. Okay, let's see. Turn and fire. Surprised we haven't knocked out all of these archers. Some of them are apparently still kind of moving around here. Trying to survive, trying to eke out a living, as it were. It's not going to work. Just warning them. Okay, we can actually go for a flank charge here, I think, on the enemy general. Oh, yes. 96% chance of an actual successful charge. The enemy is fragmented, and this is Ricohard, son of Chariovalda. It's not King Emmerich himself, but certainly one of his most important generals here. They held firm. Let's see if the Allans can do... No, the Allans can't do much. Did you guys see how quickly I was like, no? Unfortunately, the Allans are not as good in the charge. So that definitely shows that the Huns have some incredible capabilities with both missile and charge effects. I don't want to necessarily go here and attack these guys with a charge because we could easily get charged from the side here. And a flank attack against this unit would probably knock it out pretty quickly. See if we can't kill King Ermanaric. We could actually go ahead and do something really noble, and that would be to use Vund, son of Kotrag, in a charge here against Ermanaric and let these two generals fight it out in the middle of the battlefield to the death. What do you guys think? Can we get an answer here? Let's see what you guys would like to do. I would like to charge this unit too, but I just don't think it'll work out. So for now, I'm just going to go ahead and fire. But if you guys want us to attack King Ermanaric, we're going to go for it. That will be our commander-in-chief against their commander-in-chief. It's going to be risky. It could end the campaign. We don't know. So be careful with your choice. But just type it in the chat if you don't mind, guys. Ooh, that did not work out well for us at all. Okay, actually, we might be able to go for a pretty successful charge here with Axunger. So that's what I'm going to do. 115. Oh, yes. They're fragmented. I'll turn to attack them next turn. And we'll move these guys up as well. Nope. That did not go well either. Okay, occasionally we're not going to do the best in this sort of fight. Let's see what you guys chose. I can't wait to see your decision here. Do it, says Speedy. Don't do it, says SGBU. Why risk it when you have the upper hand, says Eastling. That's a good point. No, you can't undo a kill, unfortunately. So if a unit gets killed, or for instance, if you get shot at when you move your unit, you cannot undo it, only if you don't get hit. Do it just for the fun of it. Why not, right? Let's do it. Let's do it. I think it's the noble thing. We'll give the enemy a chance. We're going to charge. Oh, yeah. We just disrupted them right there. King Ermanaric against Vun, son of Kotrag. And this is not even Attila. So this is, you know, below Attila. So you can tell that the Hun Empire is massive. This guy's already considered a major leader. And he's not even the main one. Okay, we're ending the turn. Dave Shushu's like, do it, do it. It's gonna be cool if we win. I mean, we've already killed one of their leaders, so this is gonna go pretty well. 85, look at that. We're disrupting another unit. Even their lancers are not able, or I should say their heavy cavalry is unable to beat our horse archers in combat. And that's just incredible. Okay, they disrupted us there. Good work. There's not many left in that unit. And there we go. We just broke one of the units. We're attacking another. Look at that, guys. 0% casualties on our side. Can we make it to the end of the battle with no casualties at all? Well, not no casualties, but no routes. Let's put it that way. That would be great. Is that King Ermanaric? No, he's here. And if you guys thought I was going to fight fair against him, you're absolutely insane. So we're going to, first of all, charge King Ermanaric with a flank attack. And now we'll continue attacking downhill. He's still held firm. He's a strong fellow, apparently. And there we go. We've broken another unit. We've got them down to 30%. The entire enemy down to 30%, I should say. Flanking Ermanaric. 105 down in his unit. I mean, this is just a bloodbath for the enemy. We are definitely going to charge. Move these units over here so they can charge next turn. But remember, the Alans are not that great in terms of charging when compared to the Huns. The Huns are much better. Just being able to move between a missile and a combat unit. The Fierce Nomad Horse Archers, I love them. I think they're probably my favorite unit in the entire game. Just absolutely great. Wish those guys would stop chasing the enemy. Alright, let's get our Horse Archers up close and personal here. Pretty sure we can finish these guys off just with bows alone. We have so many units here. I think, if anything, we could cause an auto break or something close to that. Even if we disrupt them, we can go in for a charge, and we know that we'll probably run them down. 17%. Our odds could be better, so I'm actually going to move in and fire at them. Give them another chance to run away. Alright, I'm going to move this unit here. Hopefully we'll be able to attack these guys next turn, or this turn. This coming turn, I should say. Let's turn and fire here. So the enemy here, despite the fact that they're not, you know, running or anything like that, if you look at that flag, that's a telltale sign. You see how it's nice and ragged? That the enemy doesn't have a lot of troops left in this particular unit, and that this unit has been through a lot. So we're going to keep firing here at Himkar. And as you can see, 605 of 1,260 men left. So about half of his units are gone. That's a lot. That's a lot in any army. Charge here. Once again, sort of improving our odds against the king. I think that's what I'm going to do. And we've broken him. We haven't killed him, but we've definitely broken his unit. And who knows? He could be killed there. And General Fallen, guys, we have killed King Ermanaric. That's pretty brutal. But yeah, we just killed a king of the Germans with no losses to our men thus far. Or no routes, I should say, once again. Here we go. Do we move forward? Yeah, I think we do. We do still have a few war bands that I'm worried about. Casualties are going to be insane in this battle. What are the Alans good for, he's asking. They're pretty good, honestly, in terms of being horse archers. Obviously, the Huns are incredibly good, you know. So the Alans, if I had to rate them out of like 100, I would still say they're like 80s. They know what they're doing. They also have those noble lancers, which are very useful. Those Noble Lancers can absolutely charge and do some serious damage. Although I am amazed at how well we're doing in this combat. Oh, that hurt. Okay, what to do, what to do. So in this case, we're beating the Noble Lancers pretty well, but who knows what's going to happen. Yeah, we're going to have to move these guys this way. There's no reason to go ahead and charge this unit, unless we just want to force them to retreat and make sure they don't return. Probably not a bad idea, actually. So I'm going to do that, and in this case, I want to start moving my Allens back to the main battlefield, as it were. Come on, boys. And I think we can break this unit with a charge. No, looks like they're going to hold fast, Himkar. But there we go. We finally disrupted them, and they auto-broke. As you can see, once again, it's not always about morale there. Sometimes it's really just about the amount of units they have. We moved them down from 1,260 to 450. That is sad. I actually kind of feel bad for them. So let's turn and fire here. 60 down. Can we attack these units? Yes, we can, but it's actually not going to work out too well for us. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to start firing on that warband. Now, the problem with a warband is there's a lot of men in it, so it's quite hard to break. As you can see, this warband has 3,490 German warriors. So this is brutal. But I think just firing at them, we could probably hit them. I don't think they'll be able to chase us, but we do want to be careful. And over here, I'm absolutely going to charge what looks to be possibly some Allens. But I hope the warband doesn't turn around and attack our sub-general here. That would not be good. Let's fire. Fragmented. Fire again. Down to 60. Pretty close. Could go for a charge, but no. I think we're just going to have to fire over here. Unfortunately, we can't really reach these guys. Could have fired, but it would have been a sort of an off-kilter shot. Okay, here we go. This is our last chance. Oh, yeah. Gotta love that. Yeah, absolutely, Pixel. Pixel's mentioning the Noble Lancers are nice against some foes. Absolutely. You know, we faced them before when we were playing as the Sassanids, I believe, and we were fighting the Parthians, and they crushed us. So, definitely useful. Looks like Vulmar, son of Hildebert, is in this army over here. So they're still putting up a fight, and especially with warbands like that, it kind of worries me. Luckily, this is a close order warband, so we're going to be able to hit them a little bit easier than we generally would. And hopefully that'll make the difference between victory and defeat for the enemy. Just moving forward a little bit here to open fire. As you can see, yeah, that's the Allens. They're not the best. Not when compared to the Huns. Could go for a charge here, but I actually think it would be a mistake, so we'll bypass that unit, and I'm hoping this guy puts up a decent fight. This is, after all, one of our generals. I might be forced to go back and help him. All right, ending the turn. Look at all the dispersals on the enemy flanks. Over here on the left and the right, they're just completely giving up, running into the woods. They know they have no chance of survival if they don't at least start running right now. An enemy flanking force has arrived on the battlefield. Guys, we've been tricked. The enemy has arrived with a flanking force. This is definitely a cause for concern. Oh boy. So as you can see, we can absolutely get away from the warband. That's the good news. disrupted the enemy. The enemy has lost heart. We're victorious, guys. 42%. None of our men retreated. Yep, Gothic army's done here. Thanks, Pixel. Yeah, that was a total crushing victory. Hunnic victory. As you could see, we lost 650, 1,340. I mean, we killed well over 5,000 of the enemy. Pretty well done. Well, I should say, we didn't kill over 5,000. Close, though. But we wounded and killed well over 5,000. I mean, this was a serious victory here. You can just see the totals there. They were crushed. So I can't wait to see what's coming up next in the campaign, or who we're going to face next. And again, my biggest hope is that we get to face the Romans eventually, because obviously when the Huns first met the Romans in battle, that must have been an incredible sight. Something I'd like to see, or maybe wouldn't like to see, because I'm sure it's pretty vicious, to be honest with you. Let's move forward here. Okay, guys, the Eastern and Western Roman emperors are embroiled in a civil war, and now would be an excellent opportunity to raid deep into the heart of the empire. Yes! Oh, so we have to attack the Armenians. By passing through Armenia, we can enjoy the rich pickings of the empire's weakly defended eastern provinces. But first, we must defeat King Vrunshapul of Armenia. So, guys, should we call in a force from our German Gothic subjects? Or should we await reinforcements from home? They are not likely to be as numerous. And I can actually go ahead and do the straw poll here myself, so just give me a second. So let's see here. Unless someone beats me to it. One moment, my friends. Okay, here we go. Await the Huns, says CM. Yeah, if you guys want to, just go ahead, vote in the straw poll, and then we can decide sort of a non-biased way to check it out. Thanks, Dave. That works too. Let's use the one on top for now. We'll use mine for now, but thank you, man. And we'll see what you guys want to do. I love the Huns. I mean, personally, I'm going to vote to bring in more Huns. They're just that good. But maybe as we get deeper into Rome, that could change. And I love how it actually even says here, King Ermanaric was killed. It actually gives us the information of that dead king. That is a major victory. All right, let's take a look here at the straw poll. Wow, actually people voted for Goths, 6 on 5. You guys really want to see some different units? Fair enough. We are going to go ahead and select the German Gothic subjects. So let's do that. I see we have to detach some units here. I don't want to get rid of any of our nomad archers. All right, we'll add some of these guys to our garrison. Accept. Yes. All right, here we go. Not sure how effective the Germans and Goths are going to be. It would be good to have war bands, but besides that, I don't know. Can add one more general. Once again, we will add it to one of our horse nomads. Wait a minute. There we go. All right, so once again, we're in deployment mode, and we're nice and spread out. I like this. I really like this setup. We will go ahead and take on the Armenians from here. Actually, I want to make sure to save the game here, guys, just so we don't forget this. So we'll put Attila here. And obviously, if we don't finish the campaign during this Let's Play, we can always come back later and do a little bit more. Let's take a look here at the chat. I like this famous last words. Exactly. Okay, so I'm not even sure if we should necessarily start being as aggressive as we were before. I kind of want to give our guys time to move up. And I'm going to spread them out just a little bit, sort of more of a checkerboard pattern. Just to see what happens. I mean, it could be a total mistake, but that's why we saved the game. Here we're trusting Alan, so not necessarily a good idea. Obviously, they don't have the skill of our own units, but trusting them to take on that enemy flank is giving them a lot of responsibility that I'm not sure they're necessarily ready for. So I'm going to be a little more careful, like I said here, as I move forward. I'm not going to be the first to make contact, I hope. I hope that they come to me, especially since there's a nice little canal here, or a stream, and that's going to be a terrible place for them to put their men. So it'd be perfect if they just drop their army right on that stream and let me basically pick them off. We'll move these guys forward a bit, but that's it. Let's end the turn. Okay, they're already charging. In other words, they're already taking the bait, so that's good. This should be able to get us a few kills right away. Dang, you're quick, says Dave. Okay, let's keep this up. So once again, they took the bait. We need to make them regret that. So I'm immediately going to move forward, open fire. I'm pretty sure we could wipe these units out this turn. See what I mean? Disrupted already. It's not looking good for them. We've got some Barbarian Archers. Now, these guys are Goths, so for those of you that voted for us to keep the Goths, that's what we get for that. And they're pretty good. I mean, they're not bad horse archers at all. Bring these Huns in. They're going to get really lucky if they manage not to get totally pulverized this turn. Man, we are just annihilating this unit. Auto brakes. There we go. We got it, guys. Right away. And the other enemy unit is fragmented. They saw that and they just wet themselves with obvious reasons. Probably should not have taken the bait. You never take the bait with the Huns, man. What's wrong with you? We're going to go ahead and move forward. Now, it might look like we're taking the bait here, and maybe we are, but I think it's important for us to, at least on this flank, go ahead and move forward quickly, establish control, and also force them to stay on that stream. That's what I really want. Here we go, another shot. Edigo, son of Simeon. Also can't wait to see with this new expansion today. And remember, guys, today is the release of Legions Triumphant. I really can't wait to see what the modders come up with, especially now that we've got, you know, obviously Julius Caesar, Brutus, all that fun stuff. The fact is the modders have already done that period. And so now that they have access to even more units, I can't wait to see what they come up with. We're absolutely going to have to do some streams on that in the future. But today we're primarily focusing on Legions Triumphant, so what I think I will do after this battle, is either play another one, depending on how we do, or I'll go ahead and show you guys all of the historical battles, so you guys can see exactly what's available. As you saw yesterday, some of the historical battles that are available now are just massive. It's really, really amazing to see that many men on the field, and I think they're going to be a lot of fun to play. I haven't played them all myself. I've played a lot of them, and I can't wait to try out more. The ones we took a look at yesterday were incredible, of course. I think we can end here. Let's do that. Dispersals? What? You guys are giving up already? Come on. Come on, that's not even fun. Come back and fight. Don't be cowards. Ooh, they've got slingers. Not good. Not good. Alright, here we go, guys. Of course we're going to target the cavalry unit. I mean, just because it's a light horse archer unit, it still can get away a lot faster than the slingers. So I think it definitely takes priority. I mean, that's at least my thought process. Try and knock down the units that are going to get away the fastest. Let's move over here. And we should be able to get a shot with the Barbarian Archers here. Those of you that chose Goths, this is what you get. Nice. Beautiful. So they actually managed to break them. Really nicely done. Want to be careful with the enemy archers here, especially with... and remember, I said I wouldn't do that, but I did just undo. The sub-general here, Belkermach. I want to be careful, because I'd rather, once again, the archers come to us. Another reason is we're on top of this hill, so any charge value is going to be increased. So I think we should definitely wait. We should not try to approach them. They will shoot us down. There's just a lot of them. We've got a lot of units too, but it's really the safest option, as far as I can tell. Go ahead and open fire on these guys as well here. Also got to be careful of the noble, or the expert armored horse archers. So this is a new unit on the Armenian side that we haven't seen yet. Really, really looking awesome. These guys look pretty nasty. I mean, they look like royalty. They've got so many beautiful bits of armor there, and I'm sure in combat, they're not going to be fun to deal with. Let's go ahead and fire here. And I could go for a charge. Not sure I want to, though. If I was closer, I would, but I think for now we should just rely on the bow. Okay, we must have fired before. Once again, very, very afraid to move these units too close. Even this is a bit too close, to be honest. We already undid that move, but I'll accept it this time. If the enemy gets closer, it's my own fault. Let's take a look here at the chat. Next battle, you should rename a unit as Pixel. We could actually maybe have a category there once Musso gets back on what you guys want the unit to be renamed. Obviously, it has to be something acceptable, okay? This is not the Mountain Dew naming competition. Keep that in mind. Thank you, Dave. Yes, that is the link for Legion's Triumphant. I would highly recommend you guys go check it out. My favorite DLC so far. It is the second DLC for the game, but it is wonderful. Have we used everybody yet? I don't think so. There we go. We've also got this unit. Although we're not close enough to fire on that particular guy. Maybe if we get closer here we could. But it would also put us in range of the enemies here. So what I think I'll do is actually move this unit here and just prepare for whatever they've got in store for us. Might as well fire. Remind them not to return. So as you can see, our Alans stayed with us throughout the battle. I mean, since they were with us last battle, they followed us into this battle. The same is true with the Germans and the Goths that we just chose. So this is going to make up our army, and make up an essential part of our army, and increase our army list there, which I really think is quite neat. Thinking here I'm going to go ahead and try to fire. I know it's kind of risky, but I just don't see them moving towards us willingly. Guessing we could also cause that unit to disperse this or next turn. And we'll end the turn right here, guys. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. So, actually, they managed to charge us and do some damage. That's not something we expected. We've been basically crushing the enemy in close combat since the beginning. Things just got a little tougher. Zach Blood says Agrippa doesn't do defense. No, I really don't. And many people have noticed that. If you've watched the stream, I am definitely an offensive general. I think only in modern warfare games do I actually play quite defensively, but in anything ancient or even fairly recent, I always play extremely offensively. I would have been one of those terrible French generals during World War I, like, charge the hill, but general, we can't, they're like machine guns. I don't care, charge it. Destroy it all. Wouldn't have worked out. It would have been just a terrible, terrible thing. So what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to find on Edik, son of Migurdum, trying to kill him, obviously, because we want to wipe out some of the enemy's officer class, for lack of a better word. But he seems to withstand the shots pretty well. It's also suggesting to me that I want to get this Lancer forward. And we're also going to charge this archer unit. We've already disrupted them. I hope we haven't underestimated their ability to fight in combat here. I mean, look at that. 115, 115, and they're still not disrupted. Finally. Oh, look at that. That is excellent. Let's move this unit forward as well over here on the enemy flank, though. We have to keep shooting here, too. We could break this unit this turn. They're only at 5%, so they've got a lot of chances to win. Let's put it that way. And they've actually been quite successful with these expert horse archers. They might actually be somewhat better than us. I'm not sure. Really not 100% on that. I mean, the Alans and the Germanic tribes were no match for us. These guys, they're pretty good. Actually, we can go ahead and charge here. I'm going for it. It's definitely risky. Send in the Alans. And they did hold firm, but we took down 80 of them. So we didn't come out of that poorly at all. This guy has to get around. Okay, let's fire over here. Again, they held firm. Just incredible here. $175. That might be a record. And we'll also move these archers up. Hopefully they can get another shot off this turn, but they'll probably have to wait, and we will end the turn. I'm a little nervous, actually, right now. It's not looking good, necessarily. Their archers are okay in close combat, and there are a lot of them. I mean, once again, we've only routed 5% of their army. And they're also starting to get some of their cavalry behind our lines. This could spell disaster. Okay, so as you can see right there, already disrupting one of our units. Over here, the slingers, even though they're only hitting us with 15 damage or 20 damage, it's still enough to possibly break us. There we go, we fragmented an enemy unit. They're still holding firm. So let's use the armored noble lancers here. finally broke them. That took a while. It really did. And that's not a good sign. Hopefully that impact works out pretty well. Not really. I mean, obviously better than nothing, but not that effective. We've got to be able to wipe these guys off the face of the earth. Disrupted. There we go. 180. Come on, auto break already. I love since we're up here on the hill, we can still fire down on them despite having a unit directly in front of us. That's awesome. Get them. 105. They're still... Oh, there we go. Finally an auto break. These guys held firm. We definitely want to get them to retreat. And I might go ahead and charge with our expert armored horse archers. So we also have some expert armored horse archers here. And no, in this case, we're going to have to just go ahead and shoot the enemy down. I'm going to have to fall back. But yeah, I knew that could happen. Unfortunately, that's a risk you take when you're going to fall back, is having to do that morale check and not doing very well on it. But I just felt very stuck there. Very claustrophobic. Come on. The Allens got that one, guys. Look at that beautiful mountain range right there. They definitely can't go hide out over there, but the Allens absolutely got that one. So we got the enemy to 17% of their army. That's pretty good. Let's see if we can hit this unit right here. We've already been firing at them, so it's going to... Yep, sure enough, we've disrupted them. I'm going to do the same here. Fire! Just love the way these units look. The enemy's got all these beautiful armor sets. Our guys are just in tattered clothing, and we're still winning the battle. At least for now. Okay, let's move this guy over here. And sure enough, we can get a shot on that unit. It's not very effective, but at least we're showing them that we've got units here. Maybe we can circle around with this cavalry and have this guy keep firing. I think we'll decide when the time comes. And let's end the turn. We still got them down at 17%. Well, not at 17%. They've lost 17% of their army. And obviously, if we can get them to 45% with no losses on our own side, then we win. If that doesn't work and we do have losses on our side, we have to get them to 60%. And this is for anybody that's new to the actual game itself. So that's something to consider. But the fact we've got them at 17, it's pretty good. But as you can see, they've got us at 5% now. And they're slowly breaking apart some of our units. The other armies did not manage to do this to us, so I've got to give it to the Armenians. They seem to know exactly what they're doing here. Yeah, we definitely have to fall back with that disruption. Come on, men. Do it for Attila. I'm actually going to go for the charge, just to see if I can create a domino effect. Gonna go for a charge here too. Very risky again, but if we can get that domino effect going, I think we can do a lot of damage. Right there, the enemy held firm. Wow. So again, this is all up to our men. It depends how they fight. It could be an utter nightmare for us, and it could lose us the match. Or potentially, we could actually do pretty well and chase these guys off the battlefield. We'll have to wait and see. Fire. Might as well go ahead and chase these guys. And fire at the expert armored horse archers. I can't imagine they're going to be easy to take down. And as you can see, even at a 2-tile distance, we only took down 2 of them. I hope we have better luck with this unit. Or 5 of them, I should say. 50, that's definitely better luck. But, yeah, it looks like they're going to be a problem. Be able to charge that unit next turn. Unfortunately, not this turn. And we might as well go ahead and fire. Again, being on top of that hill really increases the range. Fire again here. Hey, we've got a unit not in a very good position. Neither is this guy, unfortunately. So I'm not sure how we thought Barbarian light javelin men were going to contribute to our success here. And that's not to put down javelin men. They're actually pretty effective units in the game. Just in this particular battle, they don't seem to be very helpful. Nice. 80 from Vun, son of Kodrag. And remember, guys, this is our commander-in-chief. So he should know what he's doing. $50 down. Just realized how much his name sounds like Coat Rag, but we'll just ignore that for now. Okay, let's end the turn. Ooh, 115. They disrupted this unit. Luckily, our men are able to fall back. I don't know for how long. They will be caught eventually. Oh my goodness, a flank attack from the enemy. That's not what we wanted at all. Especially since we have some disrupted units here already. Even firing into that wooded area, they're still managing to sort of fragment us and disrupt us. Like I said, the Armenians so far have put up the best fight of any of our enemies. And it seems like their main setup is an armored horse archer setup. So whereas we're more like nomadic, free-roaming horse archers, they seem to have some armor as well. Maybe that's what's giving them the advantage. Maybe it's simply mistakes that I'm making here. It's also a possibility. But they've definitely put up the best fight so far. I still have faith, though. I still think we're going to take this one. We'll have to wait and see. Get them, boys. And that's Sevag. Now, let's charge into the enemy here. 98% chance of a win. But can we break them? That's the question. Fragmented. And they are holding out to the very last man. I've got to give it to them. And actually, I shouldn't even have done that charge. You can't take back a mistaken charge, though. I didn't even look at the difference there. It was not good. So hopefully we can break through another way. Over here... Now, this unit is disrupted, but it's technically supposed to win this charge. So that's not always the case. The odds were in our favor, but they didn't actually work out. Nice. We got a charge there with Ediko, son of Sineon. And actually, we could turn around and charge this unit next turn, or we could even go and try to attack the guys here. It looks like we would actually do pretty well with an initial attack. I'm going to trust these guys. I want to see how they perform against the expert armored horse archers. Probably not as well as you would think. They're probably going to get beat up pretty badly. But we'll have to wait and see. There are always surprises in this game. I'm going to also attack this unit because we have them on a flank attack. And as you can see, now they're in the canal. They're definitely not in a good position here. I'm going to get behind this particular unit and just try to fire some arrows in their back. Let's get them. Come on, boys. Definitely worried about this guy, but I don't want to fall back, so we'll try and hit this guy on top of the hill. He's got a longer, or a farther range, I should say, than his buddy here, so I think it's important to try to go for him first. No way. There we go. Disrupted a general unit, a sub-general in this case. And we can also fire at one of these guys. Let's hit the Sevag, son of Zorovar. They have really nice names. I like the Armenian names. Turn around here. Open fire at the cataphracts. So you can see the Armenians do have cataphracts. And just as I expected, 0 damage to the cataphracts. We saw how good they were in the last stream when we were fighting the Parthians. These guys are excellent in combat. Now, you can shoot them down, but not on a quick turn like that. You need to be committed to piercing that armor. I'm sure the strength it would take to pull a bow to pierce armor like that would be quite incredible. And obviously right there, our men couldn't do anything about that situation. Let's move the unit over here, and we can fire again at the cataphracts. We'll throw javelins at them, and again, 0 damage. Not surprised. Let's end the turn. Yep, they broke the unit in the woods. Just imagine, guys, the amount of arrows flying during a battle like this. Just constant arrows everywhere. It's hard to imagine somebody going through this. Now, we fragmented these guys. This is looking like a nice break. Also over here, more fragmentations. It's almost like a game of Tetris when this starts to happen. And there we go. Hopefully, we managed to get some morale checks here. We managed to get the enemy to break quickly. It all depends on these next few rounds. Nice. Oh, they held firm. There we go. Another unit breaks. But unfortunately, the rest of these guys... Oh, no. We do have a unit that's disrupted. I was going to say they were not disrupted, but one is. So hopefully we go after these archers and finish them off. And in fact, we can go after these guys and finish them off as well. Let's do it. Pretty close, but no cigar. Man, that's tough. That is tough. I'm going to fire at this unit because actually they have very few men in the unit, all things considered. As you can see, they had 1,245. Now they have 700. That's not good. Zachblood says a trained archer could shoot 12 arrows a minute, but some sources say the most skilled archers could fire twice this number. The arrow could wound at 250 yards, kill at 100 yards, and penetrate armor at 60 yards. Yeah, oh, of course the Battle of Agincourt. But I mean, this is way before the Battle of Agincourt, but no, of course. I mean, you know, arrows can absolutely pierce armor. No doubt about that. And that must be a nasty realization for the guy wearing the armor. But I'm sure they assist in deflecting. And you can see there you have to be 60 yards. I mean, 60 yards is a pretty good distance either way. But it's good to see that if you're at a very, very long distance, like 100 yards or 150, probably wouldn't pierce. They held firm. Look at that. Let's fire again. $150. We're running them down already. Firing again at the cataphracts. 10 there with the javelins. Hey. Starting to look okay. I want to see if we can break these guys. And this is with Asparuk. They still held firm. Very brave, but they are not going to survive, I don't think. Although the enemy, the fact that they're holding on this long, this could actually help them win this battle. So that's the terror or the fear. Nice! Really nice shot there. Could have charged actually right there. That's all right though. End the turn. Oh, nice. We've got them fragmented. Now, it's still a very close battle. Nasty little charge there. Oh no, that unit just broke. That's not what I wanted to happen. That's why I didn't want the archers to hold on there. Oh, that is looking rough. They're making it to our horse lines. Is that even a correct statement? They're making it to our front lines. We don't really have front lines, but as close to front lines as we could have. Let's put it that way. There we go. Broken unit. Let's hope that keeps up going. Another broken unit, but the enemy's still holding firm. 155 enemy unit fragmented. I mean, we're still ahead, but just barely. There we go, guys. 37%. Massive flank attack here on the enemy. We've already disrupted them. Can we break them? We certainly can't break this unit, not this turn anyway, but I want to break that irregular foot infantry. Irregular foot is not going to be very useful in battle there. You can actually see their combat strength. There's a lot of them. They have a light spear. They're lightly protected. If we could get a hit on them, I'm pretty sure we could wipe them out. All right, let's fire here. What's wrong, Edict, son of Magrodum? Are you feeling a little down? A little down beneath the hill, as it were? Give him another taste of the arrows. Man, he's tough. I don't think that's going to last, though. Not after this volley. Oh, look at that. Auto breaks. And this unit is badly damaged. I mean, for a Hunnic unit, look at that, guys. We've got 475 of 1,150. We've lost more than half of our men. And they're still fighting really bravely, fighting really effectively. We're going to charge these guys. I think we'll break them, too. And this is where the Huns are just coming in like a vice grip on the enemy. Although they've got some guys behind our lines as well, so I don't think we should praise the day yet. But I think that time is probably coming pretty soon. I'm actually going to move these guys over here. Try and assist these guys in taking them out. Okay, they held firm. What can we do about that? I think since we're on the hill, no! We're going to undo. Don't tell anybody. Let's fire. And eventually these guys will auto-break. Still got our Barbarian Archers as well, guys. I love that. These guys have stuck around for a while. I would think that they would be broken by now, but they're still getting some shots off on the irregular foot. What about a charge? This unit is pretty badly battered. This would be a very risky charge, but if we break them, we actually break the enemy sub-general. I don't think I'm going to go for it, but a lot of the times I probably would. In this case, I'll focus my energy here on the irregular foot, try to break the easier unit, as it were, and worry about the more, well, the stronger unit a little bit later. Let's take a look here at the chat. During the Battle of Arsuf, said Zgaris, the Crusader army was peppered by arrows, some of the men-at-arms and knights looking like hedgehogs, but still alive. It wasn't that easy for an arrow to penetrate a multi-layered armor. That's great. Zach saying light 40-gram flight arrows can travel over 200 meters from an 80-pound bow. Wow. Indeed, Vegetius states targets should be set up at 600 Roman feet, which is 177 meters apparently. However, it is probable that a selection of light, medium, and heavy arrows would be carried to allow the archer to respond to a variety of threats. Very cool. Thanks, man. Yeah, the Armenians are definitely giving us a slightly harder time, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I still think we can win, but it's really up for grabs. I mean, in close combat, they're beating us. It's the first unit that actually managed to match us in close combat for the most part. At least their cavalry. Not so much their men. Or I should say their infantry. Okay, they actually got a rear attack on us. I'm actually surprised that they would attack us in a position like that. That is brave. See, they're still holding firm, and like in situations like that, if they can break us, they can buy themselves a lot of time. Finally disrupted that archer unit. Yeah, they're doing all right. We won, but they were doing pretty well. Like, honestly, I don't want to attack the enemy. They were doing all right. I thought they were actually going to be able to maybe pull off another few turns. As you can see there, the deaths on the enemy side are monumental. They really are. The wounds and the deaths. Our arrows still found their targets. Despite the Armenians being pretty tough, we absolutely were able to still find targets with those arrows. So I'm going to go ahead and proceed. I want to see what's coming up next. Maybe we are facing Romans. The eunuch Eutropius has scraped together a Roman force to oppose us. Why does this have to be the end of the stream? Sorry, guys, because it does. This will push you guys to get the game, I hope. Now that we know for sure that we can face the Romans. Unfortunately, we are going to have to remove some units and put them in our garrison. And I think I'll just get the regular nomad horse archers. I'm really getting a bit petty with my units. I want to have the best of the best. So I'm happy with my garrison. That's fine. We'll offer battle. And at least you guys can take a look and see what the Romans are going to bring to battle here, which should be pretty interesting. You know, obviously facing the Romans was probably the Huns' most difficult fight, but they succeeded, for sure. Okay. Accept. So we'll do what we always do, and that's just add a general to one of our... Nope, Vun's got that one. One of our fierce nomad horse archers. We're Huns. That's what we do. I think we're going to go ahead and accept the setup. I just want to see what the Romans have in store for us. So again, this is, you know, a long time after the death of Caesar. So the legions are going to look a little bit different here. As you can see, we do have legions, the Legio Comatensis. The Legio Comatensis here led by Vitruvius Placidus. We've also got Auxilia Palatina. As you can see, look at those, that headgear, that Western Roman Empire headgear. I love that stuff. You know, these units are very different, really from, not very different, but quite a bit different from the original legions. So I love the Auxilia Palatina. I love the Limitane. I hope we can get into battle with these guys and just crush them. I hate to put it that way, and I'm actually going to save this, guys, under Huns versus Romans, just in case you guys would like us here at the Slytherin channel to perhaps do this battle at a later date. I did promise you guys that I would show you all of the historical battles available here in Legions Triumphant, and I will do that. So we're going to jump into battles, epic battles. Now, I have a lot of downloaded epic battles from the actual community, from the modding community. But if we go to Legions Triumphant, we can go ahead and launch it. And as you can see, it's focused, of course, following the assassination of Julius Caesar. And of course, there are some battles where you get to fight against Pompey, Brutus, etc. We're going to take a look at some of these battles here. There's a lot of variety, and that's one thing that I think is just absolutely great. We took a look at 2 of the battles in the past few streams. Now we're taking a look at a few more. So obviously the Battle of Watling Street was the one we played in our first stream, and this is during the reign of Emperor I Claudius. We also have Adamclisi from the Romans against the Dacians, and keep in mind, you can pick either side in this game. Here, the Sassanids against the Parthians, we tried that one. Emesa, the Romans against the Palmyrans. We've already got Romans against Persians at Maranga. That is going to be fun. I really want to try this one. Of course, we've got the Battle of Shiloh, which may be the most famous battle of the Huns. We took a look at it in the last Let's Play. We didn't play it, but as you guys saw, it is absolutely massive. And as Dave said, it could maybe take a few days to complete. Of course, the Battle of Frigidus is fascinating stuff. But Adrianople is one that most people know at this point. Definitely something you'd want to take a look at. And Nadao, I don't really know much about this battle, but apparently it's against from the Huns. It's the Huns against the Gepids and the Ostrogoths. So it looks like following the death of Attila the Hun, his sons vied for supremacy, Elthot coming out on top. Meanwhile, the leading subject peoples, the Gepids and Ostrogoths, revolted against Hunnic rule. Wow, interesting. So this is maybe about the future survival of the Huns, which we all know eventually did fall apart, unfortunately. Well, maybe fortunately. Why would I say unfortunately there? I mean, all historical sources tell us the Huns were pretty nasty, but, you know, that could be total nonsense. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to check out that link for the game and pick up the new DLC. It's absolutely worth it. A lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed this Let's Play. I'll drop my channel down below if you'd like to stop by. And obviously, you could just click my name if you'd like to add me on Twitch. It's been a pleasure streaming for you guys, and I would highly recommend Legions Triumphant. Thanks again, guys. Take care, and have a wonderful, wonderful day.